Dakota Roberts, or other known as wolfxsoldier99's. Now, I'm playing Minecraft. I know this is a weird game because I'm playing Minecraft and all. And I should be, going on about, doing something a little bit different, like Warzone, or better yet, if I remember the game correctly, or Fallout. Sorry, it's Fallout 4. Anyways, so actually, where am I? I'm in the center of the map. That's lovely. So let's go this way. All right. So the reason why I say my theory is out of this world is because I was spending time with my older brother. Or not my little brother. I don't know what I said. Anyways, spending time with my brother last night. We were talking about, all the theories and mods and monsters out here. And pretty much we saw an icicle tower, or like a spike sickle, or wherever it's called. Usually those things are rare, but we found one I found one on one of my worlds. I just kind of started a new one because I just want to talk about this theory. But anyways, I started one of these worlds, and I was filling out the map like I am now. And let's just say it was just nope. Let's just say I was just looking at it and noticed the cursor changes color. And granted, I usually ignored it because, well, it's just a cursor. Who cares? But the theory I came up with kind of scared me and my little brother a little bit because everything made sense. And I'll talk about this theory here in a few, and hopefully I don't lose you all. Yeah, I'm kind of scouting out this village real quick, but sorry, taking the bed. I always hated that sound. Anyways. So my theory was basically, I know there's like several other theories, and my theory is not going to make any lick of sense. But hear me out, keep an open mind, and listen, and, try to, just keep an open mind. That's all I ask right now. Because if this theory makes sense to you, give me a like and such. Hi, Golem. I didn't say his name right, but I don't really care. Ooh. But basically, we were looking around and I saw the icicle or spicicle or whatever it's called. And it was a weird phenomenon for me. Granted, my little brother saying, "Oh, those are rare." I can talk to my friends who maybe know more about it and all that such. That as far as to I did not mean to do that. Give me my torch. As far as to the knowledge I received. So I was like, okay. So we started talking about it. I noticed the icicle when the cursor hit it, it was only a certain color. And the color looked like it was like an abandoned building texture, if you know what I mean. Kind of sandy or, something really old. That place has 2 churches. Damn. Anyways. So I thought, nothing really of it. Just went on about the game. And I decided to talk about, what if, what if your character here on Minecraft isn't a simulation? The reason why I'm saying that is because, well, if you think of it, almost everything on Minecraft makes a lick of sense, but then again, not so much. And what I mean is, if you sat back and actually look, the cursor, anytime it looks at the ground, also, you can get a cursor circle, yada yada. But when you look at the ground, it's white. Most of the animals are this white gray texture like that, as you've seen, unless you're a black sheep. And my theory was, oh, that's a drown. Sorry, got interested. I hear sounds. But it was like a wasteland theory. There was a big war that happened, and basically, instead of seeing the world for what it really is, we could be wearing a suit. But the only difference is it's like virtual reality headsets. But if you remember some of the old headsets, or not some of the old, but some headsets, that's weird. Some of the, virtual reality headsets had a certain, some of them have like a hole on the front end of it, if you know what I mean. Ah, damn it, it's a tree. And some of it usually had a hole, and it was always a circular hole. So I was like, okay. So I just kept going on telling him that my theory is, we're in a wasteland, and instead of seeing the world what it really is, which is mainly ash from the war, and some of the animals are covered in ash because, well, the animals are fine and healthy, and along with the fishes and everything else that you can eat. After I lose a heart. And basically, you can only see the real world through the cursor or the circle that you choose on either or. But as you go along, almost everything is like almost an opposite color. So you're in a virtual reality world that you don't really necessarily know about. To you, or to your character, you're seeing what the world should be like, which is basically, if you look at it, green, brown, all colors around. But when you look at the cursor, everything's the opposite. Everything's a little different color. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so we got onto the subject, and then we started talking about other mods, like say the Guardians and the Elder Guardian. Those guys shoot, little beams out their eyes, which is kind of cool, to be honest. But my theory is that they're actually old war machines. And if you think, it's stupid, it's idiotic, well, keep your mind open and think about it. They always shoot lasers out their eyes. Plus, they look like big bombs anyways. And if you know what bombs I'm talking about, yes, I'm talking about the bombs that are buried in the ocean for submarines. There were once, mechanically controlled, super, destructive bombs. Parkour. Anyways. And as you go along, they kept blowing up ships, so there was barely anything left of a ship. That's why you find, half ships, blown off or whatever. And okay. That was a weird sound for a little calf. And basically, there were bombs, but they realized, they can only make so many in a certain amount of time, so they decided to switch up from bombs to, eye lasers. That's why you see some ships that are still intact, but there's like a big hole gaping through, and that's where I think either a bunch of Guardians came together and got them, or an Elder Guardian blast through them. And I know this theory sounds like a bogus hoax and all that, but it kind of matches up. Granted, you can't really see the Guardians without, meeting with the Elder Guardian. But then again, if you look at it, my theory is not so out of this world after all. Because not only that, we have Elder Guardians shooting lasers at you. Some Guardians will kill you with one shot, one kill, along with the Elder Guardians. But if you keep, going along with me, I'm just searching around for food, to be honest. That's why I'm over here moving around. But anyways, you're going along and you're, going through all this subject. The villagers are just, you know, normalized people and all that, but they only make that one sound because, well, there's no other way to talk to each other because they lost the vocalization of how to talk to each other. And technically, as most theories put out, you can't. They can't necessarily build, but they can craft stuff. And oh hi, nope. Ow. and basically, there's where some other theories come in. Like when you find an abandoned village, the theory is basically there was maybe one villager or all of them got to a point where they didn't want to eat a lifestyle. And if you know what their lifestyle is, it's usually like a vegan diet almost. They have bread, they have okay, I'm moving on now. I'm running. Don't know what that was, but that scared the hell out of me. Anyways, and I think, you know, they may have eaten a zombie after it died out in the sun. And just to try it out, just to test it, just to see how it is. Well, of course, if you're a zombie fanatic, you should know that if, you know, you eat a zombie or you eat a rotting corpse in a zombie world, you turn into a zombie. And for instance, that theory's always been around for years. Doesn't really matter. Get the blood, you know, it's just something, and well, you're gonna be turned into a zombie shortly. So what if in Prince, you always find the abandoned village filled with villager zombies. So that theory kind of goes up. So that means a villager got tired of the vegan lifestyle and decided to try out a piece of meat and, well, ate the wrong deal. It's in pretty almost, if anyone's, you know, if everyone's hungry, they won't really think straight. So they'll be like, it's meat, it's food, I'm going to try it out and see if it does. And it may taste good, it may taste bad, we will never know. All we know is we have villager zombies. Or, you know, a villager stayed out too long, got bitten by a zombie, spread it out, and the iron golems that we see with them probably got overwhelmed with how many zombies are on them. Because if you can put a bunch of ingredients, a golem can take a good hit, but depending on the situation, the strongest creature can always get killed from being overwhelmed by their enemies. And this is pretty much true factor, but who knows? I am hopping on a mountain. They're gonna take that feature out so we don't get ourselves killed, but anyways. So as life goes on, and I know there's going to be a question popping up. What about the ruined cities that are underneath water, or, you know, or anything that's basically in ruins, like the abandoned fortress in another realm? Well, good news, I do have a theory for that. You may think it's stupid, you may think it's crazy. I believe, and Prince, like, again, the cursor shows different colors. In another realm, it shows a different color there too. And the abandoned fortress is actually a type of science lab. Because you got zombie pigs, pigmen, zombie pigmen. And, well, if you think about it, those, you know, the creators may have popped them up, thought it would be kind of cool, which I agree, it is cool. But, in my theory, the pigmen were created. And that's why they can wield weapons, because they're part human in the inside. but their eyesight is filled for the lust of gold. So almost like a goblin type deal. So as you go on and looking at this theory, it kind of does make sense because, well, pigmen can hold weapons just as well as you can, and so it just kind of goes on. That's a baby llama. And I think the zombie pigmen were something they're trying to create. They were trying to make a cure. But, and I know I mentioned the eyesight of a pigman. Pigmen can see gold, but it actually has to be legitimate gold. So basically, you have to have gold armor and, you know, have a gold piece to give to them. Okay. But when it comes to the zombie pigmen, the reason why they don't attack you because to your skin color that they're looking at, it looks like gold, so they don't attack unless they're attacked on. And usually, if you fight someone, they'll turn around and fight back. Everyone knows this. So that means they still have a little bit of human nature inside of them. And then the abandoned fortresses was the science lab, like I said, because not only you have pigmen who left the fortress on some occasions, you also have the skeletons. Now those guys, yeah, everyone hates because, well, they're assholes most of the time, anyways. But those guys were basically they were created, but they were not really created. They were created, but then again, not. They were like sedated. So think like, you know, how should I explain it? Basically, say like, you know, you were given a serum type deal. So that means not only they were given a potion or potion or whatever to change and to be a better person, but they started rotting and decaying to a point where their bones hardened into a different material. And that's why we can get nether skeletons. That's why their skeletal structure is black. And imprints that, and then you have, you know, all the other creatures, and the spawners were created just to, you know, see how many will come out. And then next to us, they got overrun by all these creatures, so they had to do one thing to get out, and that was to abandon the fortress. And that's why it's called the abandoned fortress. We go into another room and find it. And then we, you know, got on some stuff. And then we got on subjects as how the villagers, because, you know, as the theory goes, the villagers can't build like you can, like your character can. So that means, you know, you're staring at this one item, or staring at all these items, and the villagers can forage and do all this, but you don't see them. Shush, zombies. I am talking. Anyways, but you see them, you know, it shows them they're building, it shows them they're working, but they don't have a whole lot of materials. So not only it doesn't make any sense, it just doesn't compare. Because there is a theory of, you know, there's been people kind of like, you know, your character who've been working and, you know, building stuff. So that means not only you shush kitten. Not only I did not mean to go through it. Okay. So not only, you know, you're sitting here going through all this stuff, but you're also, you know, having problems of keeping everything else. Now the villagers, yeah, they can hold stuff, but their hands are kind of stuck together. So the only thing they can do, as you've seen, is, you know, hold it between their hands, because in my theory, there is a gap. There's a gap between their hands where they can actually go and, you know, build they can pick up some items, but their hands are stuck together in like a fusion way. But and there's only a few mods that can walk like a person. I think these are, past people like your character that have been through basically war, and they came back with certain serums and other things. And Prince, then my little brother wanted me to talk about these guys, Iron Golems. Super strong, knock you in the air, and let you die to your own death by falling down. Okay, that's, somewhat around there. But what doesn't make sense is that, how they were created. To me, I think they were built, because anytime you attack at a villager, that thing turns on you immediately. To me, it's another robot. It's programmed to basically keep some human race alive, which is, as you've seen the villagers, to keep some parts of the human race alive so that way it can go on like normal. Swim up. There we go. So as this is going on, sorry, I'm like trying to swim. I should have made a boat. But so that makes sense. And then, well, usually my little brother was talking about, how it was made out with a pumpkin. Well, in some cases, there is a YouTube channel, if I'm correct, that has a person using a pumpkin to charge up a light bulb. And to me, that means, okay, so and Prince told me, he's like, oh, okay. And we never really went into detail, so I'll go into detail with it right now. They use a potato to use all this, and there's a portal, an abandoned portal. Oh yeah, I have a theory on this one too, so stick around for a minute. But as whoa, you find all of it. Not only that, you find this stuff, and it's really amazing. It's just lava. I'm trying to stay alive. Alrighty. Yeah. Anyways. So, where was I? Oh yeah. When it comes to Iron Golem, and I've seen, if I'm correct, there's a YouTube channel. I don't know who it is. I really don't. But I know there's, a guy who used a pumpkin as a electricity component, if I remember correctly. I thought it was kind of cool, and then that's when I went to this theory that you can get, you can make the body and such, but what if, it's the body you make, it's not the actual block pieces that you think it is while you're creating this? What if it's, more than that? So that means not only is taking nutrients and energy from the pumpkin, but it's actually coming to a point where it's alive. And usually, and next to notice, you have this humongous iron golem, which somewhat of the weak spot is, the head. But also, it could also mean, and that's why it's also programmed to fight, because some of the computer chipping is in the chest, not in the head like it should be. So there's that theory, if you want to think about it. And then we went to next time we went to the dragon. Now, I don't know if it's true. There was something about not dragon bones, but like dinosaur bones or something like that coming into Minecraft or whatever. I don't know. As it was just something. And to me, the dragon was created. The dragon was created as well. It's another robotic. Because you can, if I'm correct, you can make the dragon as well. And it's always in, a different realm. And the boxes that you see that's healing it is actually repairing it by using teleportation and such to place parts back onto is why its health regenerates. And plus, he doesn't necessarily breathe fire. It's more like dust, almost pixie dust. Which I don't have really an explanation for that yet. But then again, it is kind of weird that a dragon, should be a, sentient being breathing fire. There is different types of dragons, though. I do know that. But this one is just, to me, this one just seems, a little bit out there almost. Okay, you can stay over there, skeleton. Anyways. But in pretty much, and we were sitting there, and I was like, the Wither is also, another robotic. Granted, it has 3 heads, but in my opinion, both were used for war, to destroy one group or another. Because if there are sentient beings like you, like your character here in Minecraft, it kind of makes sense. And pretty much, they were both used for war because they were both mass weapons. Now, if I'm correct, there is a world where you can find the Wither, but I know some of you expert Minecraft will be like, oh, okay, this makes no sense or whatever. But in all reality, it kind of does, and it was hurting me and my brother's heads last night. Because that means not only you're in a virtual reality, but your cursor or circle, the colors don't show up like it seems. It's different. And that's what kind of bothers me a little bit. Anyways, but I'm claiming this bloody mountain because it's taking forever. Alright. Okay, there we go. But not only that, he was talking about how the dragon will go, if you spawn in this world, he goes straight down. Going through any and every block. And then disappearing as he passed the bedrock. Now, the bedrock, okay, I can understand that. But I always sat there and thought, why does he always run? And then, again, they were both used as weapons of mass destruction to destroy whatever, not really a race, but whatever war was going on. Henceforth, why the cursor looks at anything is a different color. See, that's roughly the exact same, just opposite, along with, that and that. Because, well, what happens in pretty much, if you look at any apocalyptic war, there's always one movie or show where it's nothing but dust, ash, and other things. So, as that goes on, and crater. And also, I feel like you do spawn in different areas of the world that are somewhat connected. I'm not going down there today. How long? Oh, wait, it ends over here, so let's go over here. But anyways, you can always, you got those movies out there, so it makes sense. But the reason why the dragon goes straight down is because of the one thing he fears. And that would be the Wither. And I know people have put the Wither and the Ender Dragon in a small tight area, and they're fighting. Well, if you put any animal in a corner, their main thing is going to try to run. If they can't get past you, they will start to fight back. So that's why the dragon looks like he's fleeing and then running away. Because not only so that means the dragon develop instincts during a fight with a Wither. Because if you think of it, dragons are usually the most powerful things on Earth. So And perhaps some dragons can get a little cocky. Granted, both the Wither and Dragon were created, yes, but if you also think about it, there's been many reports of, robots, or, you have movies with robots and other mechanical things actually having their own mind. So it makes sense that this dragon, robotic dragon, has developed a fear. And that fear is to be destroyed. No one wants to be destroyed and be killed. So it makes sense that, he is afraid to be destroyed. Because that Wither is an overpowered thing. So he ran away. And the creators are roughly where he and the Wither have fought, or better yet, have tried to get to each other. So he went straight down out of the world to a point where he actually vanishes out of the Wither's radar. So, and then the Wither started tearing up the whole entire world. Realizing they can't control their own being, they decided to make a cat. They decided to try to destroy him. And next thing you notice, he gets destroyed. The world goes back in play. But not only that, everything kind of goes to hell almost. And pretty much, yeah, alright. So I had people, I have my dad and other people trying to watch me. But anyways, and so that makes sense because, robots can develop a fear of being destroyed. There's been plenty. Oh, wow. Okay, I found a spawner. That's lovely. But a spawner of what? Oh, nope. I'm not wanting to face those guys right now. But since I know that it's in this area near the swamp, I'll probably come back later whenever I am, awake. Or not really awake, but geared up. Because right now I'm kind of venturing off, and there was a village over here somewhere. If I remember. Nope, going this way. Anyways. So, not only, the dragon ran away, it's why anytime you spawn him in this world, he always dives down because of the fear of the instinct of the Wither. Because he probably still feels the Wither is present here in this world, so he's trying to run. But then again, there is no Wither. Because otherwise, everything will be dying in this world, being destroyed from the inside out. So he goes back down to the... And also, if you're in creative mode and you go all the way down past the bedrock... I think I went the wrong way. I think it's up there. Crap. Alright, anyways. If you go, a certain way in this world on creative mode, and you hit the bedrock, and you go through it, and next to it has a stopping point, but you can't go any further down. I feel like that's the gap, or, another way into the other world, which is the netherworld. But you can't go through it because there's, no way to go through it, and everything is all clear down there. There's no end to it. There's the village I was thinking of. So not only you're sitting there going through all of this, but you can't go any further down. And whenever you're in survival mode, I know you can't go through the bedrock, but if you sit back and think on it, the only reason why you can't go through is because past that bedrock in that clear opening area, not only you will die from the fall, but I feel like you would die instantly. Because if you look at the earth, it has different layers until you hit the core. Well, the bedrock is one of the so-said layers. And you can't go through that because if you go through it, you instantly die. Because whatever is inside will kill you automatically. So not only you have to sit there and somehow survive this world, but you also have to sit back and think on what to do next. I'm actually going to live away from the village so they don't steal my stuff, because they're thieves. Anyways, so as time goes on, you don't know you're in, a reality world, because, well, you're in a VR world, or your character is technically. Because you can be, in your underwears or wearing a nice dress, and you play VR, you won't be able to see that. So even though you can look down, you can't really see it because it blocks that view. I'm just waiting for all the leaves to despawn so I can collect stuff, so don't worry. I'm actually going to put my bed right over here so I don't get killed. Bed too far away, damn it. There we go. I have a respawn point. But, so as you're going through, everything does make sense. What if, some weird structures, like, say, floating mountains. That's a little weird, or it's a defect for the mod. But what if, in reality, it really is not a defect of the mod? What if it's actually that your character is stuck in a timeline where like guns and ammo for the guns basically end up disappearing just like that, because, well, after a while, if the world goes to hell, no one's able to make more gun or more bullets. You have to have certain materials for that. Granted, I know there's people that can be that crafty and build weapons, and also, build other things. I do believe that. I do understand that. But I also understand that, not everything can be the exact way it seems. So, not only you're going through, I put this in the wrong spot. Not only you're going through all this way, but it kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't. I know it's a little skeptical. I know it's a little out of this world, but that's why I named it My Theory of Minecraft. My theory is out of this world, because it legitly is. Granted, it hurts me and Seth's brain, but all that good fun. Also, the reason why, you got this guy right here is so you can build stuff, correct? So you can build all this stuff and, craft, and like I said, with the weapons, you went so far, we lost all the ammo, lost all the guns and such, and it had to go all the way back to a point where, now we have to go the old-fashioned way, torches, because electricity went out the door. You have torches, you have swords, shields, armor. You have to go all through that again. You have bows and arrows. So basically we went back into a medieval time period. But then again, but there's some remains of the world. Because, mods basically, like the creator said, mods despawn. Like the sheep that may despawn sometime soon. Yeah, okay, but what if there's other people, like your character, other players, or not really, kind of like a, Ready Player One. What if, the reason why they despawn is because they got killed in a different scenario. So, like, I go up there and kill it, and there's probably a person, right over here trying to get it. And it's why sometimes you hear footsteps in different areas when you're not walking. You're like, oh, it's probably a villager, or it's this or that. I would believe so too, but that's also another far-fetched story. Because not only you have to, worry about certain items and certain things, you also have to make sure nothing else happens. And I'm going to do this so that way no one gets... So no mods can really come near me. Of course it rains. Also, if you look at any of the water, it's this nice gray texture on the cursor or a circle. So technically, where it's all ash and shit because it's wet ash, heavy wet ash. So not only you're, going through all this other ridiculous stuff, but you're also, it's not nighttime yet. Okay. Not only, you're going through all this, but it just kind of stands out a little bit. And I know when it comes to some things, people don't like it standing out. And I forgot some of the other questions my brother asked me. But then again, I can always ask him, actually, is there lava there? No, there's not. Okay. And all that good fun. But it kind of, something doesn't always seem right with some of the mods. And let's see, you have the Endermen, who basically are like, it says they were human once. Oh, I never noticed that about the torch. It's blue. Well, and plus that would make sense because, well, blue fire. But anyways, I'll pick that up. So not only you're going through all this, weird say-sos, but just I actually should do it a little bit further away so my bed doesn't get destroyed. Huh. That's interesting. I just found a hole. Anyways. Okay, this works. I need more torches though, so... Hey look, it's a donkey! Anyways. But not only, you got all this other stuff and... yeah, it's neat. It's a neat little idea, but to me it's kind of a theory, and everything does match up. Because, you have a powerful... And look, see? That, to me, this guy is supposed to be blue, but that shows, you got gray there and you got there. It's like rust is in the air. Like, other, some types of other things. Oh, this ain't good. Oh, this is good. Okay. So there's water there. Lovely. Okay. And so not only you have to sit here and survive, but not only you have to sit here and survive, and you're in, the most ridiculous of places, which is an abandoned world, but what if, on top of that, what if you're in a game as well, like you were put there? Because you do spawn in random areas of the map. It doesn't surprise me. So there may be, random... And as you spawn in random different areas of the map, you always get new terrains. You're either in, you got island to island, you're in open plains like this, you're in the deep woods, you're in the mountains. Like, it spawns you in random places that make no sense. So not only you have to sit here and survive and deal with wildlife and kill it, but you're also sitting there trying to think about what to do next. I know gold is... Oh, it cooked my meat. Sweet. Ah, here it is. Not only, you have all this stuff, but it's just, I know it's a little far-fetched. It also makes sense. And, let's see, what else were we talking about? I seriously need to get cobblestone. Sorry, I'm now trying to get stuff, but And, you know, his name is Lee Productions on YouTube. I believe there's like a 6 at the end, if I remember correctly. Somewhere around there. So there we go. Ooh, I almost fall to my death. Lovely. But you're just going through this life, and now when you're surviving, there's also, it always feels like someone is watching you. And I know some people are like, that's kind of impossible, it's not true, yada yada. Okay. Moving on. If you guys can tell me what that sound was, please do, because that's not the first time I've heard it inside, mining structures. It's just, you just know. To me, that's a big no-no. Because I've mined before, and that sound I always hear, and I'm looking around. So find out where the lava goes. Oh, this ain't good, this ain't good. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Worst mistake I've done today. Yay. I know some of you guys are probably bored of me, but I'm trying to, think of all the questions I was asked last night. But other than that, it's just, some of it makes sense, because if you look at some of the animals, they have this nice gray looking structure on them. To me, everything is covered roughly in ash or, something else. On the cursor or circle, so that means, the world has gone to shit, and instead of, wanting to look at it, or your character doesn't know it, you are in a virtual reality where, yes, you can move around like so. And I got asked this last night, so how do I explain the theory point of, how should I word it? The theory point of where I have to, or not necessarily have to, but where the cursor was playing out black. Well, my good people, the theory for that is, well, you're like Ready Player One, you're on a little incline though. And if you know what I'm talking about, when you see the main character on this little treadmill and he's running around, it's something like that. So you're in a dark room. I know in some areas, you can see it and all that good fun. Wait, can I? Oh, I can make a shield. Yay. So so not only you have to go through this life, but you also have to go through and, try to survive. Alright, I need to get rid of this map sometime soon. So not only you're going through and, seeing all this different structures, different areas. Oh, damn. Okay, so I'll start. Yeah, I'll mine here shortly. I just want to search the cave and see what was on the other side. And pretty much, let's see, there's like a broken disc. It's like 11 or something like that. And it has a person running. Like, running away, panting. So, when I hear that, I heard it last night for the first time. I'm like, okay, so something did happen. And that actually proves my theory of, the science lab and such. Now, I'm going to get on to one good part where I explain about the abandoned. You people are going to think I'm crazy or something, but the abandoned portals. I found some that look like they've been pushed over, but also, and you find some other things. So, but I can't figure out is, the worst thing you can have is a wither. That's a given. But if you also look at it, something else doesn't make sense either. Granted, the pearls were abandoned and they corrode over time, yeah. But what if that wasn't the case? Because what if the civilization, had technology, built the portals, and then turn around and just changed everything? And what I mean by that is, what if they were either one, trying to cover something up so that way no one else can find it, or better yet, what if they covering their tracks, yeah, but what if they broke the portals to keep something locked in? Something like again, the wither is dangerous, but what happens if there's something more dangerous than the wither itself? What if there's, a different being, so they had to do the one thing they knew, which was destroy the portals? And usually if you make one portal on one side of the map, like say I put one in, the corner over there, and then I made one on the opposite end, I'll be going to the same world, or I'll be going through the same portal, depending on how close the portals are together. Because you can't find portals in the Nether, as far as I'm aware of. And if you can, I would love to see how. Because not only, you got a bunch of other problems, but there's a 1,000,001 chances something could go wrong. So, as life goes on, and the reason why, when you click triangle, you can create stuff. And you have this deal. I was on this there, I don't know why I got away from it. But, when it comes to that, and what you can do is you have a miniaturized crafting item on you, but you can't see it in your own little, character right here. But you have a crafting machine that's tiny, that fits around you, so you can craft, a bigger crafting table. And if you remember on some of the deals, you actually had to put, wood here, and then put stone here in the corners, and then you'll see it shake and then appear. So not only you built something, but you actually watch it shake and then form together. There's a tree. I'm collecting trees so I can plant more. Save the trees. Anyways, and that's why you have that. It's why this can create itself. That's why this can create more of anything else you may need. And plus, you need this anyways to create something bigger, because the little crafting idol you have can't do that. Okay, there we go. So not only you're sitting there going through life and trying to survive, but you also have all this other stuff that can kill you. Then, and Prince, now I already told theories about some of the mods, especially when it comes to the Iron Golem, the Wither, and the Ender Dragon. I have more theories. And you can believe it or not, I honestly don't care. But as some of the other mods, like let's say the what was the name of it? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting the names on some of these mods. Creepers. There was a theory, they were supposed to be created as another life form, and then next was it creep people out, so it was given the title of Creeper, and so on and so forth. But what if he was created as a suicide bomber during the war, and not all of them got used, because some of them did turn on their own companions? Because, well, Creeper only sees to destroy anyone at this point. So just, something to think about. And not only, you're going through that, it selects you out of wherever you're going around. Because, well, you're getting attacked. And all the models usually go towards you because you're moving around, you're fighting, and you have to fight them all. Technically, mods usually venture around, and they usually attack you on your bed, but they don't do that no more. So my theory is that the mods see you because you're alive, you're moving around, and you're creating sound like heartbeat and breathing. But what if you turn that around? So not only you're going to lay down and go to bed, but that's the only thing keeping you alive, because whenever you lay down and sleep, you actually turn into, everything slows down, like your breathing, your heart rate. Go away. Alright. I'm being legit. But anyways. So not only, you're going through, it's done. And Prince, you can get armor because, well, it's the only thing you really can do at the moment in time. So you're going through all this game, and me talking about this kind of gave me a different perspective on Minecraft. My theory, does sound out of this world, but it also makes no sense in some cases. And to me, I do feel like, you do get haunted by ghosts or, something around. And I'm not talking about, something about the Hairbind, I guess we can say. But there was something watching me and my little brother. We were not on live. We did not have any mods. We just started a new world and started, surviving it, building, crafting, doing everything we can. Well, out of the corner of my eye, basically I was mining, I was actually not mining, but I was working on a tree. And I finished it and turned to my little brother because we were going to go, because there was like a mountain or so. Kind of like, something like that, just different. And we were building our own home. We were building like a fortress that floats. The only way to connect it was water. We used water as an elevator going up, down, and, using it as a good formidable. Well, or not formidable, but, using it as a good repetition. And not only we used the water to go on the ground, like I am, we also used it for mining. So we made a hole, and we made it where, it got to a point where we can still mine through. We mined the hole first before we placed the water, by the way. So not only we were up away from danger, and technically no mods could spawn because we put torches, as we were building it, we were putting torches on the roof. So that way no one can actually, sneak up, or, no mods will spawn on us, so we can actually go to sleep. But as I finished chopping the tree, I noticed something was staring at me in the woods. And technically, as you can see, some of the trees have different colorations. Well, the thing I saw was, let's see, if I can find sand, I can actually show you, because it gave off the same color as the sand when the cursor hit it. And I saw something, and I stopped thinking I was, I'm seeing things. Well, that wasn't necessarily the case. There was something else. Because not only I had this dark texture on, part of my cursor, it moved out of my cursor. There was no livestock near us at the moment in time. So I decided to run around because, I'll be able to hear, this guy. And of course, usually you can hear these guys or hear the cows or pigs because they like making noise. But there was no, like so. I didn't hear the sheep. I didn't hear a cow. I didn't hear a pig. I didn't even hear a chicken. This thing, when it moved, not only I saw it from my cursor, but it looked like it ran. And perhaps if I can make this look right, think of this just half my face, basically half my body. That's all I was seeing on them. So I was just sitting there searching around for him, and I ran too, because not only I ran, I kept seeing whenever you run, you fly up dirt. Not only I was running, I was seeing dirt being flown up in one direction, and it always changed direction. And it got to a point where it led to a cave, and like how I am, I was thinking we were on live, and there was some person screwing with us, and I was gonna figure out his name, kick him out, because it was just supposed to be me and my little brother going at it. Well, never found him. And it kind of worries me because the cave I was so-called led to a dead end. Like, say, this was higher up somewhere. I ran, followed him, till I hit, and there's no other ways out like that one. It was just straight out and then dead end. Not everything looked the exact same, and I was searching for that guy. I was searching everywhere, but never found him. And usually mods disappear at a certain distance. I realized that too. Right there, he disappeared. But what I find funny is the guy I seen. Basically, and pretty much I know at a certain distance, you can't see you can't really see, a certain distance. But about, say, right where that sheep over there roughly disappears at, that's how far, he was a little bit closer, and that's how close and that's why I saw him, hiding behind a tree. Again, creeped me out. I bolted after him to come, not necessarily confront him, but more like, to see who the hell it is. Because, well, if you know me, I don't like people watching me for no reason at all. I need that sword there. I don't need that there. Anyways. So, not only I'm going through this little nice phase of seeing a big ass, or not really a big guy, but more of, how should I explain? It was just not natural for me. Because this is supposed to be me and my little brother playing. And lo and behold, I asked my little brother, hey, are we connected to his little hotspot deal that he had for school? He's like, I don't know. And we checked real quick. We weren't connected to nothing. We were basically not even online at all for anyone to join us, so we don't know what was going on. And I have heard, footsteps and other. I have heard footsteps and other things. And usually I think it's a villager, but the only villager that was closest to us is, far away. Why is he coming after me? Anyways. Let's see, there's another one burning to death. You got a creeper. So I'm going to get rid of the creepers because, well, don't like them. And I know it wasn't a creeper because, let's see, creepers give off that coloring. And plus, creepers don't have arms. They have 4 legs. Just die already! There we go. Anywho. Man, you drop a lot of stuff I can use. Yay. So, and I thought it was maybe my little brother because he was playing with me. And I asked him, like, hey, bro, you know, where are you? Like, what are you doing? Because, you know, I'm making sure, you know, I'm trying to see where he's at because he decided to try to scare me one time by crouching and then started running. And that's when I saw his name. And I told him, you know, hey, come on, let's stop the joke. Let's, you know, let's try to get to the nether realm. Because we were trying to make a portal. He told me straight up that he was nowhere near me. And, you know how little brothers can get if you do have little siblings. It just makes no sense. You know, why lie when we can hear you? I looked. Not only he was telling the truth, but he was about 30, 40 blocks down from me. And the footsteps I was hearing was above me. And the village was further away. The village was to a point where I can only see one tiny house like that. So I'm like, there's no way. And I was telling him, you know, quit the joking, quit, you know, playing games with me. And he's basically telling the truth. He's like, I'm not joking. Because he decided to show up as I looked at him. He was legitly underneath me. A few blocks, or, you know, 30 to 40 blocks down. And Prince, at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of this mine. Oh, excuse me, again. He asked me why, and I said there's someone in the mine. Because we have tunnels kind of zigzagging. We have some tunnels going up above our own tunnels. And we always put, what's it called? Yeah, redstone torch down. When it's, you know, we're done with it, or there's no use of going down the tunnel. We always put a redstone there. Or a redstone torch. Well, I know this is all about theories. It's just, I explain all the theories and all that. I know there's probably a little bit more I can tell, but right now it's just eh. But right now I'm telling what I've heard on Minecraft and what creeped me the hell out. It's a good little bed area. I usually sometimes dig underground, but anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys heard my theory, and I think it's far-fetched or whatever. I honestly don't know. Because I know some theories can be stupid and all that, but some other theories can turn into, you know, a reality. Let's see. So a 5x4 block deal, sort of. I'm just building me a house, really. And yes, I'm doing this because I'm not connecting the blocks. You can sue me. because I ain't doing, that. I'm doing something else. I'm doing my own thing. I usually like to do this to judge where I want to put my stuff. So, there. I'm gonna be needing more wood and more stone to do this. But anyways, and I do understand, I get it, that my theory, it probably is, stupid, but that's a good door. But then again, it does have a little truth and insight to it. Great, now I gotta get more stone. So not only, I'm going through a whole lot of stuff, but I'm also trying to figure out other things, because I know there's probably a bunch of questions about my theory, and I'm willing to answer anything, any of them. I answer any question just to, because I did question myself last night, and my little brother questioned me about some of my stuff, and I did explain it to him. And if you want to, and perhaps if you guys have any questions about my theories, go ahead and ask. I know I left those streets there, don't get on to me. But I'm also trying to, figure out some other items and ordeals. And, make sure everything is alright. But I believe that'll be all. If you guys, if you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. Or if you want to sit there and, ask me some questions, I'll gladly answer them with glee. But other than that, that's basically all I actually have at the moment in time. And I will probably do a part 2 or some more about my theories. So, thank you guys for watching, and hope you have a nice day.